Welcome to the Daily Energize Podcast, where you'll get a jolt of energy and a quick tip to help you conquer your day. Now here's your host, the Prince of Positivity himself, Spencer Jones.
Hey Energizer, happy Monday. I hope you are ready for an amazing day and an incredible week ahead. Thank you so much for hopping in this episode of the Daily Energize and joining me, Spencer Jones, the Prince of Positivity in it. Now, today's episode, I want to share something, a phrase, turning around some words that we use to help it empower you. So we're going to talk about it in a little bit, and this is one that I've heard many times from a variety of different sources, but one of the inspirations for this episode in particular is a good friend of mine, Matthew Arau, and he's an amazing speaker. He talks about music and education, but really mindset and the power of get. That's his thing, is the power of get. And that's what we're talking about, get. I get to do things. I get to record the Daily Energize podcast. I get to experience this life. How many times do we say, I have to do this. I have to attend that meeting. I have to, I have to do this project. I have to go to the grocery store. I have to. Oftentimes, we say without even thinking about it, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. Yeah, I have to. It's not necessarily a derogatory or a negative word, but oftentimes it leads us to feel like it's a task, it's a daunting thing we have to do, a box we have to check off, as it were, as opposed to I get to. Oh, I get to do those things. I get to do those projects. I get to go to the grocery store. I get to listen to this podcast. I get the opportunity to drive to work. How many people around the world do not get the opportunity to do those things? They don't have that chance, that opportunity, that ability to, for a multitude of reasons, yet you get to. Reframing it in that way, it's empowering, it's inspiring, it's motivating, and it turns it from something that could be negative, again, it doesn't have to be, but oftentimes it's more of a lower vibration, to something that's a higher vibration, something that's positive. Something that is helping you be at your best. So if you haven't checked out Matthew Arau yet, I highly recommend that you do. He's here out of Wisconsin. We're just a couple miles from each other, and we only met just a couple years ago. But he's doing some amazing work, and the power of get is one of his big things that he is sharing. So if you want some more help and support, check him out. Obviously, the Energizers, we talk about that as well, of getting to reframing of the mindset. And do those things, these little tweaks can make all the difference in your life. I've noticed, and I was the same way, and sometimes I catch myself being this way as well, that we want the big change. We want to see this huge difference in our life, and we think that it's going to take this big action, this big thing that we have to do. And sometimes that's the case. Sometimes there's this big drastic change we make or thing that we do. Sometimes. But more times than not, it's usually something small. It comes down to a change of a word. I have to I get to. Making a small change in words and actions, but usually those minor changes, those lead to the big changes that we want in our life. It doesn't happen right away. It's that compound effect. A great book by Darren Hardy compound effect. Check it out if you want. But it's basically, it slowly builds up over time. Right? You're making that snowman. You're rolling up a snowball, and you keep rolling it. It goes bigger and bigger. Those small changes add up over time to make those big changes and impact that you want. So I invite you, today and this week, check your language. Are you saying you have to, or you get to? And then, if you need, switch it over to get. Because that is some amazing power and energy that lies in get. All right, thanks for joining me in this episode. Please follow, subscribe so you don't miss a single episode, and keep shining your beautiful light with the world. So until next time, I will catch you later.